Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. I am hoping this will be a great show. We have some wonderful guests on the show. We have my campaign advisor, Cindy Gross. She'll be joining us in about 5 minutes on the show. Boy, has she been screaming at me all week long. I know she's going to kill me for saying that, but that girl has me in my place. I'm actually scared of her more than Linda. But she's going to be joining us on the show, and we're going to be talking about this race. And then, of course, we met Curtis Sliwa, and we had a little video with him. And he's supposed to be joining us in the second half hour of the show. We're trying to get him on the line, and we're going to maybe have a great show. If not, we're just going to talk about him and make fun of him. But no, he's a good man. But, of course, everybody, I want to tell you one thing before we start the show. How are you, my wonderful, handsome Boom? He wasn't going to come today, but he's only coming because he knew Curtis was on the show, right?
Curtis better be here.
Looking forward. I'm going to be coming, but I have another engagement as well, so I may not make it every Wednesday for the next couple of months. But in the meantime,
we're going to miss you, people, and you're not wearing your vest.
I'll be around.
You're not wearing your vest. Anyways, and then of course we have our wonderful Sawyer. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Wonderful to be here.
How are you, Sawyer? Everything.
Terrific.
You were great this week. You were all over town. Pictures.
Okay.
You're famous. I'm very happy for you. But welcome back to the show, and of course,
you know, she was at Dove's rally, Dove Heiken's rally, against the French government for not for failure to prosecute this guy because supposedly that killed, what was her name again?
Sarah Halami.
Sarah Halami. Right. Because
say her name, Sarah Halami.
Sarah Halami, because he was high on marijuana.
Shame on France.
Shocking. It's
well,
just
we're going to talk about that.
Made a fantastic rally, and Sawyer was there.
We're going to get into that.
Impression there.
We're going to get into it. We're also going to talk about the George Floyd case and what happened, guilty or not guilty. But most importantly, that what we're going to also first of all,
shout out to Mira Nava and Lila and Sergeant Peter.
Sergeant Peter.
And Ellie.
And Dove and Shani Hiking.
Hi, guys.
Okay, we got that out of the way.
Okay.
But I want you to know I was babysitting Mira Nava this week because she wasn't feeling well. We didn't want to send her to school. I babysat her, and my son
You sat on babies, Heshy.
And my son says to me, "How many lollipops you gave her?" I said, none. And then
just chocolate.
And then
You're not allowed to.
I know. And then he looks at Mira just
never trust a politician.
And Mira didn't even have to ask her the question. She goes, "Tree." I was dead.
1, 2, 3.
Anyways, everybody, we're going to start our show. But before we start the show, I want to just tell you, this week I had my 106th nephew's bris.
Mazal tov, congratulations.
106th birthday.
No. And I want you to know that, by the way,
107 is on the way.
It's not. It happens to be. We do have 107 on the way. And I invited everybody to come in. A lot of people did come in. It was a beautiful bris, and don't be scared to come to any of my events. I do have 107 due very soon, so let's be ready. Let's start our show today. We have, of course,
High Tech Web Group. They are not only they will construct your site with skill, precision. You can finally experience a whole new world. They will take care of everything. They take care of our studio, everything that's done. Who's the guy that's in charge? What's his name?
Jaime.
Mr. Producer.
Shout out to Mr. Producer, Jaime. Anyway, if you're pushing off the remodeling or creating a website, don't do it any further. Call up High Tech Web Group. You can reach them at 212-235-2777. That's 212-235-2777. You can email them at info@hitechwebgroup.com. That's info@hightechwebgroup.com.
Do you know whose birthday was this week? Chaim Deutsch, our Honorable Councilman Chaim Deutsch.
What'd you get him?
Happy birthday, dear Chaim.
I just wish
I love putting you on the spot.
I know. I didn't buy him flowers. Don't worry about it.
So why didn't you tell us earlier this week when we were speaking to him that it was his birthday?
Because I only found out,
Heshy, sing him happy birthday.
I'm not singing. He'll kill
There was
me.
also, I think, last Shabbos was the 73rd birthday of our dear state of Israel.
Oh, very nice.
Happy birthday, Chaim Deutsch.
Happy birthday, state of Israel.
We have Plaza Auto
Happy
Mall.
birthday, State of Israel.
Plaza Auto Mall. Located at 2750
50 Nostrand Avenue. That's 2750 Nostrand Avenue. They are not only a leasing company, but also a dealership. You can get the best of both worlds, the flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly Plaza Auto Leasing pal sales representative that can handle most of your transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place an order, and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today, and don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you. You can reach Plaza Auto Leasing at 718-975-9000. That's 718-975-9000.
I love Pal in Plaza Automobile.
You're
I'd
a
like to
pal.
also take a moment to express my heartfelt condolences to Dov Cohen. He is, Simcha Eichenstein's chief of staff, and he was Dov Heiken's chief of staff. He lost his mother last
Sorry
week.
to hear that.
May he know of no more
He's
tsar.
such a wonderful
He's
person.
A wonderful, very
He's a
special
very
person.
integral part of Simcha Eichenstein's office.
That's right, and he ran Dov's office before.
We
as
have
well.
Cougs Electric, which he has again lost the paperwork
Yes,
for.
we do. Cougs Power, a family-owned and operated company serving the Brooklyn community and local areas, committed to quality and superior customer service. They specialize in residential and commercial lighting installation and repairs, as well as wiring or rewiring of your home or business. Check out their website, www.cougspowernyc.com. That's www.cougspowernyc.com. Or call Cougs Power 347-794-8236. Don't mess around with your electric. It's very important to keep your family and your business safe. You can reach, again, Cougs Power 347-794-8236. Call them. Call Cougs Power and live a happy life.
You could also email him at kugspower@gmail.com. And then we have Baruch's Barbershop. This is just a wonderful guy. I've just been going to him all the time. He's trimming my eyebrows now. And
He's the guy that cuts only the gray hairs out and leaves your black hair on your head.
Yes, he's the only
Okay.
one. And he has some color on the side for me.
Oh, okay.
He's located at 108 Avenue.
If you need a challenging haircut, go to Baruch's Barbershop.
That's right. And he sings while he cuts your hair.
Oh, so he entertains as
He's
well.
the singing barbershop.
Yeah, he does your beards, everything. 718-758-5187. 718-758-5187. Or you can make an appointment on his cell phone. Text him 347-845-9131. 347-845-9131. He also does, what he was telling me while he was singing to me, he says, look, Heshy, I do singing events. He's like a real person you can hire for singing. Very cool guy. He helps also with singles events, trying to get single groups together. This guy's a very cool guy. Go sit in his
He's
chair.
the same guy that once did a stand-in for Barry Manilow several years ago. No.
Anyway, Baruch's Barbershop. You can reach Baruch and make a personal appointment at
718-758-5187 or cell phone 347-845-9131 at 108 Avenue I. And when you finish, you can go shopping at ShopRite. Or when I send Linda to shopping at ShopRite, now I'm going to go take a haircut and have a better time over there.
We have
ShopRite,
Green
I need some
Line
drinks. Remind me.
Building Solutions. They do your preservation and development, fire department, criminal court, Department of Finance, Environmental Control Board for settlements, building consulting, violation removals, construction management, owner compliance, contracting, licensed Department of Building Expediters, and designs. You can, anything for your building, well, Green Line Building Solution. You can reach them at 718-871-0382. That's 718-871-0382, located in the heart of Brooklyn at 202 Forster Avenue.
That's right. And of course, we have Moyloy Ironworks. Located. You call them at 718-325-0627. Moyloy Ironworks does structural gate, railing, porches, window guards, security doors, awnings, all welding and repairs. You call today for a free estimate.
Window guards, that's like those bars that people put up to protect the windows
No,
outside. They do it?
No. Window guards is for children not to fall out. Plus, he also does the bars.
Security type.
Yeah.
He does everything.
Beautiful
Decorative,
designer.
structural grates, railing, porches, window guards, security doors, awnings, and all welding and repairs.
This
You
guy-
can reach them.
But it's not just regular ironwork. He has
Designer.
design. He has design, but he does regular stuff, and his prices are really good. I know,
Reasonable.
I used him.
917-325-0627. That's 917-325-0627.
Yeah, I really like him a lot, and I think that you guys should use him. That's it. I'm not going to pitch him any more than that. And then, of course, we have a Traveler's Choice.
Traveler's Choice for all of your traveler's needs. You call Yossi and Devora Leifer, and remember, they'll get you your hotel reservations, your stay, your flight, your car, everything all in one simple package, one simple phone call. No going around from one site to another and hunting and calling. They do it all, very reasonable, at the best, and it's easy. Just call Yossi and Devora Leifer at Traveler's Choice. Their number is 212-868-8698. That's 212-868-8698. And remember, for travel, Traveler's Choice is your only choice.
And then, of course, we have HeshyTishler.com. Now, guys, I'm still looking for money. I still want you to join me. You know, I am going to be fighting the progressives. I'm going to be, you know, in the community that I'm running, there's only, as a Jewish councilman, a Jewish representative in the city, there's only one more Jewish guy here. There's one guy running in Queens. Let me just tell you, with the redistricting, which I'm going to try to stop, they're going to try to get me out. My opponents don't care about the religious Jewish people. So the people who are listening, the Sheepshead Babe, Brighton Beach, Flatbush, Midwood areas, listen to me. They want to redistrict so they can do the progressive lefts. They want to take money away from yeshivas. You know how many kids are in public school? 50,000 out of 1 million, while the Jewish schools are packed solid. We need somebody to run our places. We need somebody to do things right. HeshyDishler.com. Give a donation, $10, $20, $50. Support my campaign. Volunteer for my staff. My new office, by the way, guys, is located at 1212 Avenue M. We opened up a new headquarters. Come by for a visit. You can give a donation, and we'll give you a hat. Where you give a donation, we'll give you a
maybe
shirt.
a T-shirt.
Well, for $29, I know it's a little too much money. We give you a hat. $50,
Ooh,
we
you
give
gotta
you
be a big
hat.
spender.
A hat and T-shirt, but listen to me, I'm going to sign it for you because it's going to be very important very soon. So come on by 1212 Avenue, and we'll just come by to say hello or volunteer. Remember, June 22nd is Election Day. We're going to have Cindy Gross on the phone right now. I'm hoping that Avram has her on the phone. We're going to be speaking to her. She's very interesting, very smart, very political savvy, ran for Congress, was invited down to Mar-a-Lago to meet the president. She's just all over the place. She's been doing this so long. And
There's something about Cindy that reminds me of Batgirl. Every time I talk to her, I think Batgirl comes to mind. I don't even know why. There's just something.
Okay.
She's like a little dynamo.
Okay.
anyways, so I want to give you my quote and joke of the day while Avram is putting Cindy on the phone. And here we go. This is a simple quote. It's a quote about me. It's a quote about Cindy, who really believes in me, and a quote about Curtis Sliwa. And it's one-lineable. Believe in yourself, and you will be unstoppable.
True. So
I
true.
believe, guys. I believe I'm unstoppable. And,
I think the bozo believes that you're unstoppable.
right, and we're going to talk about
Bozo's
that.
afraid of him for that reason.
Right. And we're going to talk about de Blozo's comments on the George Floyd case. She's
I
right.
like that sound. Heshy Tischler, councilman, unstoppable.
Anyways, well, all I know is my son must be calling the wrong number.
If you need an...
Actually, I didn't hear. Besides the quote of the day, I'm looking forward to the weekly joke. What about our
are you ready for the
Actually,
weekly
I
joke? So I got two
I
good
have
jokes for
one.
you.
I have one more ad. Can I just do, if you need an attorney, Abraham Hoshander for your closing or any of your contractual needs, you can reach Abraham Hoshander at 347-435-3402.
Wow, that's boomy right here.
Okay.
Anyways, I
didn't know.
want to talk about Linda a little bit, okay? I'm going to tell you the real joke about Linda. But you know, when I got married, I made a mistake, and I went to a shaver blockers, you know, to a
A
wedding.
lot of guys made mistakes when they got married, but okay.
Right, but so I went to a couple of weddings, and then afterwards I go to the event afterwards, and I'm telling the young couple a story. And the first thing I want you all to know, and Sawyer's going to look at me with dirty eyes, when you got married,
Dirty eyes?
right? You know, you if you don't set the boundaries with your wife the first day you get married, you're in trouble.
Put her in her place. Let her know who wears the pants in the
not put her in a
house.
place.
Actually, it's the other way. If you don't set the bounds with your husband the first day, then you're in trouble.
So here's my problem. When I got married, we had the bedroom, and you have to pick the side of the bed. And remember, when you pick that side of the bed, it's forever. Now,
Well, it's a tough case because from one side you like to be nearer to the window.
No,
and
no,
as the man.
so-
the other way you like to be nearer to the bathroom.
You know,
don't have to go
you-
around.
For me, I don't know. If I were you, I wouldn't want to be nearer the window. Somebody
Okay.
might be tempted to. Never
okay,
mind.
Anyways,
Thanks.
my mistake
How
was.
come a marriage license can't expire like a driver's license? I never understood that. You know?
Anyways, so we have to. So what I did was I tried to get.
It expires.
I tried to get to the side of the bed, away from the door, because you know when I was a kid they used to say the boogeyman might come, and I figured let them eat her before me. You know, I'm just sick of my brain. But I didn't pay attention the view of the TV and the
Right, the different angles
the angles of
involved,
the
of course.
phone, and I messed up, and I can never get back my side of the bed ever from Linda. Says, oh no, we're never going to change after 32 years. But let me tell you the story that I'm sitting in the living room, and I hear Linda talking to her friend Leah Cohn, and she says to Leah, the best way to get your husband to do something is to tell him he's too old to do it. And I knew something was wrong. Because every time I tell Linda, tells me,
Manipulation.
can you fix this? Oh, you can't take it down.
That's really subtle.
You're too old to do it, Heshy. And right away, I pick up the box.
You don't know how.
I know that. And look at that. And now I understood Linda's trickery. Oh, he's too old to do it. You know, and I always want to show her how still young
So just
I
tell
am.
her you're right when she says that.
Maybe
You're
if
right,
you were,
Linda, you better do it.
she
because
says
you're
it
so
like
much
this
younger than me.
sometimes. Maybe if you were younger.
Right. 31 years, that, and Linda's
And
something,
here's to another 31.
Right. But sometimes Linda just talk. Linda has been storing information that I didn't know before we got married. She just stored. I never knew because she was so nice and quiet.
And the other things that you need to know, she doesn't really
Right.
remember.
So
but
All
that
this
she
information in
remembers.
stores is against you, to hold against you.
So now that we're married, she just pops up with information like the other day I opened.
She's so helpful.
Right, the other day I opened the door to the backyard. I don't know how long it took me to open the door, like a second. As I opened the door, she says to me, "Do you know that 800 flies just came in?" I says, "What? I never knew that 800 flies fly together. And how does she know that little thing? And nobody came in there." And she's closed that door right away. I mean, like, this girl has information flying out of her head like you never saw before. It's like, I'm scared to be wrong with that girl, you know what I mean? So, anyways, we're going to talk to Cindy. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Let's put Cindy on the phone. Which line do I pick up? Who knows? He's waving his finger. I don't know what line. What line do I push? I don't see her. Oh, she's on the air. Cindy! She's not on the air. I don't know. I don't hear her. Cindy Gross is on the air with us, supposedly. He put a patch of Cindy, can you hear us? No, he's not on the air. I don't know what he's
Mr.
doing.
Producer?
He doesn't. We're not going to talk to him. Anyways, Cindy Gross not only is running my campaign, she's making sure that I'm more calmer. She is looking over my speeches. Doesn't let me do videos without her think. She says, "Oh, your videos are very good."
I
but
am really honored to have made that shidduch between you and Cindy.
Right, but she's not only she's a professional like you've never seen before,
She
and
is.
my campaign has now gone a couple of levels higher. She's made us more professional. I told her that I'm a street guy. Cindy, are you on the air yet?
I'm here. I'm listening to everything.
So
Hi, Cindy.
I'm talking about you, Cindy. How you're trying to.
I know.
How you.
Well, I'm trying to, but you're not letting me do my job.
But Cindy, you
Jimmy,
told
let's
me.
talk it seriously.
But you told me.
Let's talk
No, Cindy, you told me I'm a big mouth, and you want me to be a big mouth.
No, that's not what I said. I want everybody to know why I am working with you. I am a very well-known Republican, a Trump supporter, someone who ran for Congress. Many of your listeners know me, my work from Arutz Sheva, the Times of Israel, my work with ZOA. And the reason why I am working with Heshy, this is the very first time I am working with a Democrat. It might be my last, but since November 3rd, Jews have a very big problem in this country. We are facing more anti-Semitism than ever before. And I am speaking with grassroots Jews from all over the country. We're talking about 2022, the congressional races, the Senate races. We're talking about 2024. Just today, I was in 3 meetings about 2024. But people forget. Let me get back to it. Let me finish. The reason I'm working with Heshy is because Jews have to get involved in local elections. That is the most important election for you because the person who's representing you locally is deciding your taxpayer dollars for schools, for shul security, for safety on your streets. We are living in troubled times. And I saw one person stand out, whether or not you thought it was funny, whether or not you got entertainment on TikTok, but this man stood up to the disgusting anti-Semitic tweets of Mayor de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo this summer and led people like no one else did. So anti-Semitism and stopping it is a nonpartisan issue that needs bipartisan support, and Heshy, through his however you want to call his personality, is the leader who's willing to stand up and fight for it. I don't want any more Jews just going to the council and just sitting there, and when they say something to stand up for Israel, they allow the fellow council people to just throw them out of positions of power and leadership. Heshy is not afraid. Heshy is very strong, and we all know his personality. Yes, he kibitzes about 97 weddings and his wife Linda, but when it comes down to talking about issues, the number one issue for Heshy to run is that every Jew in his district, and every non-Jew, because the people who hate Jews really hate blacks and Hispanics and Asians. Look what's going on in the Asian communities in our city. And Heshy is going to cross the line to work with Republicans and work with Democrats and be an independent to stand up so that we can walk our streets safely.
See,
and
Cindy,
that's why I'm with him.
And we talk a lot about that in our staff meetings, that we are not only representing the Jews, we're representing everybody in the district, but everybody in the city. And you constantly bring that up. Heshy, don't forget about this group, don't forget about that group. And you know that I've always gone out, like I'm going to be doing some community service now for Reverend Kevin McCall, and I'm going to be working in his church. And it's a church in Bushwick, and I have no fear to go in there. And I just gave out food with the Pakistani Muslim group, which Chaim Deutsch gave them an award, by the way, and it's not even his district. We work with all the different communities, everybody that does good, especially on any of the holy days. We respect their days, not like Mr. Mayor de Blasio, that just continues to bring hate. And I want to tell you, Cindy, you know what I was reading today, and it bothers me, and I forgot to tell you about it? Mayor de Blasio made a comment that he says, in June, we watched in horror as Derek Chauvin took the life of George Floyd. The reality of racism in this nation finally hit a boiling point, the pain of more than 400 years of injustice. Now, I have no problem that the man is saying this, but he's now telling us that George Floyd, which was a bad murder, which was Derek Chauvin deserves to go to jail, but this guy is now telling us we have 400 years of injustice because of this murder, and this guy is just bringing up more hate. He is the one who has not supported the Jewish community. He's the one who pointed not at any other community but the Jewish community when so many other communities are. This man is going to be running for governor. What are you going to do about that, Cindy? How are we going to stop this guy?
So very carefully, I must say, and I know this because I do the research and I work with all the groups on a national level, the Jewish community as a whole is one of the weakest as far as getting registered to vote and coming out in the primary. And why it's important, on June 22nd, most of the Jews in your area, in your district, are registered Democrats, even if they supported President Trump, which a lot of them did, because they know New York overall is a one-party state, which breaks my heart as a proud Republican and a proud conservative. But the reality is that whoever is going to win the primary June 22nd is going to take over that seat.
Well,
so
I disagree with you. No, I disagree with you. I like Curtis Sliwa.
I'm talking about your seat. You're not even listening.
I'm not even listening to you. What should I tell you? You see how I don't listen to you? I don't listen to my own campaign manager.
Don't even discuss it because you know I know Curtis. I was going through my pictures and I was going through. I honored Curtis in 2019. You know how you met Curtis. Well, who told you to go see him?
That's right.
I know Curtis's work for years, but I will tell you something. Right now, the way the numbers are, the polling, the registered Democrats throughout New York State, it is a Democratic state. It is a solid blue state. So whoever is going to win your primary, so anybody in your primary who fears the progressive, Scott Stringer is busy getting all the endorsements from the UFT. He endorsed Tiffany Caban, who wants to take over the city council. You had Sarah Lind on
Who
the
is
Upper
Tiffany
West Side.
Caban? Tell them who Tiffany Caban is. Tiffany Caban.
Well, they should all. Tiffany Caban is a protege of AOC, who actually lost in Queens her race for DA and is now running for city council. There is a record number of
That's all we need,
progressives.
another AOC. God forbid.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to go.
You know what?
You know what,
If you
Cindy?
want the facts, or do you want opinion?
No, but Cindy, it's not only that. What we went on now is we know these facts, but what people don't know is, there's a lady by the name of Diane Morales. I'm sure you know who that name is.
Correct. And she also came out with a very anti-Semitic remark running for mayor. Our city, our state is being run by progressives. In Muncie,
Our
I'm
country.
sure you have,
The country is being run by.
you know what? I'll let them open. The fact is, in every religious community, practically, because of the way the setup is, we have progressives involved. We have a now congressman in the Muncie area. You have AOC not too far from Kew Garden Hills. And they want to come and take over Flatbush, and they want to come and take over Borough Park. But the vote for Heshy Tishla, a practicing Jew wearing his yarmulke every day in that chamber in the city council, will make a difference. An outspoken person, not someone who's just going to sit there and yes them and be quiet, but someone who's not afraid to take risk. And we are living in those times. We are living pre-Holocaust. Do you want to be the Jewish partisan, or do you want to walk into the gas chambers? And I hate to use that analogy, but it's been used a couple of times for me because people are frightened. People are scared. People are afraid now that they're getting the vaccines and want to go out. Are they going to be safe enough on their streets to go out?
Yeah.
And that is the problem. But Heshy addressed it last summer when no one else was doing it. And that's why I'm working with him.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
I want to go to the next thing. My question to you is, today I took the Moderna second shot, and I know for a fact that you took the vaccine as well, correct?
First of all, it's my personal business, and you really shouldn't bring it up on the radio.
I'm sorry. But I took the vaccine. People are calling.
I did take it.
Okay. But they're calling me a sellout.
Bring up anyone's personal.
I'm sorry, Cindy. But they're calling me a sellout. I did believe that I believe, first of all, if you noticed, there was less deaths in 2020 than the year before. And you're right, there was a pandemic, but they went crazy. And I did fight the mask rule and so on. But I still believe the vaccine is okay. What do you think about the vaccine? I mean, whether you...
I think that it's a personal business, and I find it very offensive that you just played into the radical left. CNN did a whole big discussion about people at Fox News and people tied to Trump didn't want to discuss and post on Instagram their pictures getting vaccines. It's no one's business. I don't want to see a vaccine the same way I really don't want to see someone going for a mammogram or getting other tests. It's private. It's
your business, your choice.
What I'm asking you is, they're telling me that if I can't prove I took the vaccine with this vaccine passport, I won't be able to go into stores, I won't be able to go to movie theaters, baseball games, and so on. We must take the vaccine. It's not like you have a choice to tell anybody. I know that all of you have to take the vaccine. That's what the government is going to be doing to us.
I don't really understand that, because if I'm vaccinated, I'm protected. Why can't I go into movie theaters? Why can't I go into public places? What is to be afraid of?
First of all, okay, let's go back to some of the issues that Heshy is running on. First of all, right now, we have a campaign in 8 weeks to win. And if people, I have to tell you, are asking me serious questions along the lines of this, along the lines of safety, along the lines of medicine. What is going to happen to the small businesses in your community? I got an email about it today. You keep going on videos with pizza stores. So someone who owns a kosher restaurant in your district contacted me. What is going to happen with opening our stores safely? Are we going to be able to do it? And what can Heshy do? Heshy, I'm asking you, this is from your neighborhood, and you go and support these places. What are you going to do? And it kind of ties into the vaccine situation.
Right. So I want you to know very simply. First of all, my basic rule on why I'm running is I want to improve the quality of life for the citizens, not only of my community, but for the entire city. And I am for the small businesses. I'm not saying that you should wear a mask when you go into a store. But if they ask you to wear it, which I don't even believe the mask is worth anything, but if they ask you to wear it, you wear it. It doesn't make sense to me that you're able to eat in a restaurant without a mask, chew there, cough, spit, and whatever, and then all of a sudden that if you're not eating, you have to wear the mask. So I believe that the stores and restaurants, which I've always believed, Cindy, even before the pandemic, have to be cleaned. I've been an inspector and I've been part of the DOB. When I go into restaurants and stores or homeless shelters and I walk into the kitchens, the first place, and sometimes I go eat, I want to see the kitchen, filthy, dirty. not properly cleaned. That is called a hazard. That is called a health issue. Of course there has to be cleaned. It has to be super cleaned every night. The places do have to be wiped down, not just with a dirty rag. That's the problem. And I want to educate my store owners. I want to educate my restaurants. And I don't go only to pizza shops, but Saturday night is most of the time when it's after Shabbos. So I go to pizza shops to help promote them and bring more business in, because a lot of these pizza shops have been hurt. A lot of these restaurants have been hurt. And I try to go to them constantly during the week, to regular restaurants, to delis, to sit there. When people see me, they take pictures there and they send it to their friends. I go shopping in all my local stores. Why? Because I want people to come out to shop in our local community. I want you to give businesses, I want everybody to give our local businesses business. And yes, I will have a restaurant day. I'm not asking you to pay the extra 10% tax. I think that's a dumb thing, but give a tip a little bit higher. Go in, let the restaurants raise their price a little bit, not too much, don't get too greedy. But I want you to come back out. I want you to come into the restaurants. Safety is an issue, of course, the restaurants have to provide, and you have to be very careful of. But most people going out pretty much know that the pandemic is coming towards the end. And I want you to all be safe. But if the restaurants or the store owners are not going to keep a clean place, you know, I see certain stores constantly having people sweeping up, cleaning up, washing up after them, sweeping up. Again, touching, passing on colds, you know, little children. My granddaughter had a cold for 2 days. She's going to pass it on to me no matter what. What are you going to do about it? And then I'm going to walk and see somebody else and I'm going to pass it on. I want you to know, safety is a very important issue. Education is a very important issue. Just like I want to educate people on the marijuana thing. You know, Cindy, it's another problem that I have with your city council. They're going to make marijuana legal. Now, my problem is, you know, there was a little boy this week who ate some gummy bears, not the smoking marijuana, you know, those marijuana stuff, almost died from it. I don't agree with certain things. I want people to learn and use common sense. And that's my point to the mayor, that's my point to the governor. We store owners, we small business owners, we have been running this city. We have been providing services for our community. Don't come out and punish us. And I want to give you a number, Cindy, that will freak you out. 121,000 inspections done on restaurants since October. Do you understand? 14 different agencies went to punish these restaurants over and over and over again and fine them. Of course, we're educating them, but they're punishing them on little stuff when the restaurants have learned. They're not dumbbells. These are business owners. And, you know, some of these restaurant owners go out and hurt themselves or commit suicide because they're bankrupt and they owe a lot of money. Education, but not punishment constantly. These are not criminals. And my store owners are not criminals. My taxi drivers are not criminals. My restaurants, my shop stores, where you're shopping for clothing, suits, and dresses. Do you think, Cindy, when you go buy a dress and the lady's starting to fix it around you, she's not touching you or whatever it is, sewing stuff or breathing on you? You know she is. Safety, cleanliness in a place, proper material to be used, constantly washing. And, you know, when somebody tries on a suit in a store, I tell the store owner, somebody just tried on the suit, you're putting it back on the rack. That is wrong. You got to do some kind of a steaming or cleaning in the store. I understand to have to try it on, but that's the way it works. You know, when I go into a store to buy cold cuts or meat, I always ask for a sample. I want to taste it. I want to see if it's fresh or not, if I'm going to get sick on it. Safety, and I see so many of the people that have followed the rules and still get punished, Cindy. So if you want me to go Saturday night,
I'm gonna talk to you about something because you went off in 100 different areas, but I'm gonna give your audience a little tip. We were talking more about how the restaurants are going to be opened up in a way that they're going to be able to survive. So, as many of your listeners know, on the same station, Saturday nights at 9 o'clock, I host Cindy's Celebrity Corner. One of the guests coming up this week is Andrew Gruel, who happens to be one of the leaders in the country of helping restaurant owners with his organization. He works a lot with people like David Portnoy. A lot of you will recognize him from Food Network and Home and Family and many of his appearances. And one of the concerns we have, and this is where you're going to have to answer questions at the city council, is how you're going to maintain helping small businesses like the restaurants stay open with their discussion of $15 an hour rates for starting salaries and helping them with safety. Look what went on last night in the city and the predictions all summer with Black Lives Matter riots. There was a whole group of restaurants that were targeted. It was all over Facebook and other social media where diners were sitting and they were attacked for being white. And vulgarity was used. And these are the issues that people are concerned about and why you are the perfect candidate in the sense that you are not afraid to stand up. Look what you did last summer about opening the park. That was something that none of your your city council candidates that are running against you would even consider doing.
But it wasn't only that, Cindy. It wasn't only that. I also helped with all the synagogues. But Cindy, when you were talking right now about the Black Lives Matter, the reason they're able to get away with it is because the police are being threatened, scared. You know, right now they're doing after the George Floyd case, Derek Chauvin's guilty plea. They're going to now investigate the Minnesota police. What do you mean you're investigating? One guy did wrong. Now they want to defund it. They're scaring. You know, I was watching a video.
Tying the police.
Right. They have this beautiful guy who's, I'm all the YouTubers. By the way, 718-289-0070. We will take calls. But all those YouTubers, thank you for sending your questions. I have one guy who's telling me, the police are scared. The police are not scared. The police are hands are tied. You know, there was a sergeant or a captain at one of the events, and you're talking, people are threatening, screaming at him. He needs police protection. You're scaring our police. You're threatening to defund. You're threatening to close down our police force, which is the dumbest thing on the planet. And I believe that not only is it wrong.
Well, if you are not elected to the city council, and I can promise you, with the leadership and with the teachers union spending millions of dollars on the city council races, anybody that's going to be there and make a majority is going to end law enforcement. And that is why Heshy Tishler must be voted in. Every single person who is afraid of thinking their car might be, when they go out to get it, might be missing because it's being robbed, or in broad daylight they fear getting eggs thrown at them or physically attacked. Well, the only person that has the mouth loud enough to stand up is Heshy Tishler. And it doesn't matter if for the primary, you must be a registered Democrat. We must get record numbers out there.
Right.
Because we need change. Forget about November 3rd. You want to talk about the reality? The reality is we have to live right now because of the way we are going in this state. If we don't make the right decisions in 2021 and with redistricting, you're never going to see any kind of hope for New York State for 2022.
And I just want you to know that June 22nd is the election. You guys got to come out. You guys, you all have independent minds. Sure, you're going to have people endorsing other people. I had already 5 rabbis that endorsed me. I have many different people endorsing me. So,
okay, and you know what? I want to make a very important point. A lot of people in your district, for whatever reason, have absentee ballots, and that happens beforehand. Anybody who needs any information about absentee ballots, contact the headquarters for Heshy Tishler. You can go to Heshy at HeshyTishler.com or call the campaign at 516-405-6683, and we will make sure you get absentee ballots. We also have on staff people who can translate. I know you have a huge Russian contingency in your group. You have a huge Asian contingency. We have people that can translate to help you and get you the information that you need to make sure that you are able to vote for Heshy Tishler.
What's that number that they would call?
516-405-6683.
Cindy, I want you to stay on the phone. We're going to take a few phone calls. But Cindy, I want to ask you one question before we take a phone call. Do you know that Pelosi is going to retire soon and she's going to make $800,000 a year for life pension? Is that a normal thing? I mean, this is what our government pays out.
You know what? You have to worry about city council. That has nothing to do with
no,
your
but
race.
my point
That's
to
a
you.
Washington issue.
But no.
That's a Washington
No,
issue.
no, no, no.
And everybody who is in Congress right now and who has the senior. See, that is the problem. Why is the United States Congress have the lowest ratings? Because people in the United States Congress have all the benefits that you don't have.
Right.
They first of all get if they're there for a certain amount of time, their pensions are way higher than the average
but that was
person
my
and the
point.
benefits.
But Cindy, my point to you is if you want to look, do you ever wonder why there are very few Hawaiians that are working when you visit those islands? So there's a place called the Cato Institute that released an update in 2016 that welfare benefits pay more than the minimum wage job in 33 American states. Even worse, welfare pays more than $15 per hour to stay at home in 13 states. Hawaii is the biggest offender, where welfare recipients earn $29 an hour or $60,000 a year salary without going to work. This is my problem of the waste in America. Wait, Cindy, I want to
But
tell
me
you.
and I are moving to
Cindy,
Hawaii.
Cindy,
First of all, Pelosi's from California. She's not from Hawaii.
No.
And it has nothing to do with your race. You have
Again, I want to show you
everybody
waste in this
your-
country. Politicians in this country have no idea of what they're doing, even in New York. So I want to just go nationwide. We need a change. We need a change all over the place, from mayor to governor to city councilman. Let's take a phone call, Cindy, on the line. Hold on. Stay on the phone. Let's take a phone call.
You can call
And-
in 718-289-0070.
Hello, you're on the phone with Heshy, Cindy, Bomi, and Sawyer. Hello? Can you hear us? I guess not. Let's hang up on him. Let's take another call. One second.
Okay, I want to discuss something
One
else. that
second,
you
Cindy.
just
We got to
brought
take
up.
one call. Hello,
Okay.
you on there with Heshy, Bomi, Sawyer? Hello?
Hello, hi Heshy, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm calling in regards, I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on how you plan on appealing bail reform in New York City.
Well, this entire bail reform, and again, I was having a discussion with Cindy and my staff, is completely bad. It has to be taken off and re-looked at and changed. I have a bunch of ideas on how to do it. And it has to go by the judges, case by case. It can't be that you let off the hook. You know,
No cookie cutter.
no cookie cutter cases anymore. Yes, you can have, the judges have to have their own discretion and have to have a heart. But sometimes the judges are sitting on the bench and they say, well, this is the law. I have no choice, even though I want to give you no bail, or I want to give you bail. The judge should have the discretion from beginning to end. But not only that, yeah, we're going to make a bunch of different rules on bail reform. I want this craziness of just letting people out on with no bail for certain crimes is just crazy. You know, I admit that I got out automatically on with no bail when I was arrested, but it's not the point. The point is the judge should have understood that I didn't need the bail. The judge has to be. That's why we put these judges
Actually, it
there.
should have been a desk appearance ticket
Just
to
right.
begin with.
But we need judges not to sit there like computers or screens. We need judges to hear the case, listen, and to use their heart and not be scared of the public. You know, thank you for your caller, by the way. Thank you for your call, caller. I just want you to know that not only am I disappointed with so many of these judges that just get up there and think that, oh, we're going to not listen to the case. We're just going to follow certain rules. People sit in jail for months because of stupidity or not understanding of the law. And I know that because I've seen them. I'm trying to get them out of a jail. And sometimes you have guys who have done 6, 7 offenses of beating, robbing, shooting, and they're out of jail the next day. We need a judge to look over each case. We need a judge not to be scared of the public. You know, Cindy, you know, Maxine Waters, I know you're going to scream at me again. I'm going to another subject. Maxine Waters, your official senator, whatever she is, congresswoman, I don't really care who she is, went and flew down to Minnesota, stood there in the middle of a bunch of people and said, if this guy is not found guilty, we're going to go into the streets. Now, don't tell me she didn't incite a riot. She did worse than President Trump. And you know what? Nothing happened to her. Nobody's accusing her. Nobody's threatening of her.
Pelosi's actually backing her, supporting her.
Right. Do you
So
understand?
I can tell you what you could. First of all, it has nothing to do with the bail reform. But I will tell you, first of all, Maxine Waters is a congresswoman. This is not the first time she incited physical attacks and emotional attacks on people. We have it on record.
We're
on
gonna
video.
we gotta take a call. Hold on a second. We're taking
Okay.
a call is coming through.
take it.
Hello, you on the air? Hello.
Studio, like what?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hi, is this Heshy?
Yes, it is.
Hello, Heshy, this is David Taub.
Hello, David Taub. How are you? This is a young 21-year-old who has his own radio show podcast, put me on the show, and he was very interesting the way he spoke to me, very intelligent. I'm so proud of young guys like you. David, one question to you before we start. Are you registered to vote?
I am not registered to vote yet, but I'd love to get registered to vote.
Well, then call the
So
headquarters. We'll get.
So you missed the deadline to register to vote for this election, but if you call up the number that I gave earlier, 516-405-6683, I will set you up to make sure that you will be. But in the meantime, make sure that you get all of your friends, your family, your neighbors that are registered Democrats to vote. This is the
100%, 100%. Who am I talking
But
to now?
Cindy, it's only
This
for the...
is Cindy Gross.
But Cindy,
Cindy on the line, right, okay.
One minute, David. Only the primary he missed, but for the general election, he can still get to vote, right?
I have to double check that because it's in Brooklyn and everybody's different. I have to check.
Okay, fine.
Either way, call her up at 516-405-6683, and she'll set you up.
You got
David,
that, and I'm definitely going to spread the word to vote. As Heshy said before, I have a podcast. He was on it, and thank God we've had over 1,000 downloads in less than a week. So it's growing,
Beautiful.
and it's good stuff.
Thank you, David. You have anything else to tell us or question or?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about, I heard you guys talking about the vaccine card. Is it the vaccine passport? Are they going to start implementing that in stores? Like if you don't have that vaccine passport, you're not going to be able to go into stores?
Well, thank you for that question, David. Thank you.
Heshy, didn't you say you don't know? You're not sure?
I'm telling you now, in City Council, I'm not going to allow that to happen. Of course, I want you to take the vaccine, and like Cindy said, it should be kept private. It should be kept, anonymous. You don't have to tell anybody if you took the vaccine or not. And the point is, it shouldn't be anything. I'm hoping people take it. Most people take their shots. Most people on top of their game. But Cindy, what do you think? I don't believe that the vaccine passport should be forced on people.
Okay, so I gave you my answer. It's the same as a mammography. And you see, what everybody forgot about COVID. COVID, it's a science. They've made this political. And if you're listening, if you just follow the timeline of Fauci, we don't need a mask. We need 2 masks. We need this, we need that. It is really up to it's a private matter. However, I was very careful. And you said about going into stores. I haven't gone into store shopping. I haven't gone really into restaurants. I watched myself carefully, and thank God I did not get COVID. However, people throughout this were very... even they didn't even want to take the vaccine. They still were not very polite and respect others and the public. And that is probably where the issue lies. However, what's going to happen now and between November when Heshy's there, a lot could happen. Rumors are if there's another COVID thread coming in and the numbers go up, you'll be on lockdown again way before November.
Well, at this time when I get into office, I'm going to make sure to check those numbers because I know a lot of the numbers are lies. And I'm still going to push the vaccine just because I believe it doesn't hurt you. I took it for the show, even though people call me a traitor. I want to take another call, Cindy.
I want to ask you a question. Can I be the caller?
Let's take another call. We're going to let you be a caller. Hello, you're on the air with Heshy, Boomy, Sawyer, and Cindy.
Heshy, it's Lenny. How are you?
Hello, Lenny. Oh,
hey,
my
Lenny.
gosh. Lenny the cop. I love you. How are you, Lenny?
Good. Listen, I agree with so much you say. I follow you. I've been listening from the beginning. But I disagree when you say something about George Floyd. I was a New York City police officer for 30 years. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree if you allow me.
Go ahead.
4 officers try to put this man in a control situation. 4. When you grab a man that's over 6 feet tall and worked as a bouncer and he's pretty big in size, it's a hard thing to do. And I don't believe that this officer went in that day saying he wanted to end somebody's life. Everybody second guesses, and it's just a shame. I don't believe he even had a fair trial.
I happen to
Ordered,
agree with
Biden,
you.
and everybody interfering.
Lenny,
I agree with you.
I agree with Lenny
I just want to
100%.
tell Lenny something, and I'm writing an article about this. The problem is with George Floyd and with all the other cases. It has nothing to do with black or white or young or old or woman or man. It has to do with the fact that these people did not have clean records and they were resisting authority and police and had no respect.
Lenny, we have Curtis on the phone. I love you. I do protect the police. I do believe that they didn't have no intent. I do believe there was a little negligence, but I want to take another call. Lenny, thank you for your call. This is a good...
I'm voting for Curtis. Are you kidding me? He's my man.
Well, all I can tell you is Curtis Sliwa is not only a man, he's had protected this city for 5 decades. The man is just a caring, loving man, a man of
Tell
honor.
him to go on every social media possible. It costs nothing.
Right. Well, I'm trying to get Curtis on the phone. And I want you to know, Lenny, I've always been with the police. I do trust the police officers.
I know that.
Sometimes the police officers have a bad day. I don't agree with investigating the police. I know they didn't have the intent. Maybe Mr. Chauvin had a bad day that day. He abused it. I feel bad that George Floyd died. To punish this man for life in jail is crazy.
There's no way.
He's
There's no
not
way
getting
anybody
life.
should
He's
feel
not
good
getting
that he
life in
died.
jail.
Right. There's no way anybody can feel good today. What do you say, Sawyer?
Nobody
He's not
wanted to
getting
see
life
him
in
die.
jail. He was found, I think,
All
second and third degree,
all
whatever it is. I
three
think
cases.
he'll be out in 10, 12 years.
Hold on. We're gonna
Write a
we're gonna
book,
take another
make
call.
a few million.
Hello? Avram? We're gonna put on Curtis, I think, right? Hello?
Hello, hello.
I have
Yes, this is Curtis. I'm a dollar short.
Hello. This is Alter Eliezer Richter, your old friend
my
from
God.
Lakewood.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Good to be
Hello.
talking with
I
you.
wanted to
Anyways,
announce to all your listeners that this year I'm running for state assembly.
Sure.
Curtis,
Okay.
Curtis, can you hear us, Curtis?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
I just want to tell you, Curtis, that besides you are
Curtis, it was so great seeing you at former Assemblyman Dov Hyken's rally in Manhattan in front of the French consul. Do you remember I came over to you and said hi?
Oh yeah. It was a real shanda what's happening in France to Jews. So I was certainly there
It
to
was
show my
amazing.
support for
Curtis-
Dov Hyken and the Jewish community.
You
Curtis,
did. You spoke.
Curtis, we don't have a lot of time on the show, so I want to ask you one question. You're a man
Yes.
of honor. You've been serving our community for 5 years, 50 years. 5 decades. I don't want to tell everybody you're an old man because you're not. You're a young, vibrant.
looks good.
You can still
He doesn't
kick,
look that
You
old.
can still kick my butt. I'm so happy I hung out with you in this Times Square. I have one stupid question to ask you. I know you're going to make fun of me. You've done it all. You've been successful. You've had hard times. You've had good times. You've done so much. You are a legend in our town. What is wrong with you? Why are you running for mayor? We're going to make you suffer. I know the
That's
answer.
like a question to ask of Donald Trump.
No, it's not the Donald Trump question. I know you're a good man. I know you care about us. But Curtis, what you're going into now is you are going into not a sick situation. You're going into a city that is in pain. And you have so much to do, and we're going to hurt you. We're going to make you suffer. Why are you doing this? Why? We just have to know because
He's a glutton for punishment,
I'm
sir.
also the same crazy like you, and I don't have an answer for a lot of the people. I do know, sure, I want to improve the quality of life, and I'll give you the answers. But Curtis, you're a man of honor, and you have so much that you're going to have to do. I want to know just this one question. I don't care what you're going to do, because I know you are the man that's not going to. People were texting me after our video and calling us the dynamic duo. Even though you're a Republican, I'm Democrat, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to win for sure. But my question is why, Curtis? Why? Tell me why are you going to suffer and torture yourself for 8 more years?
Well, let's see. I've
In
been
addition to being a masochist.
exactly. I've been a masochist because I've been married 4 times. Does that prove to you that I love to suffer?
No, you're just a lover of people. Yeah, you love women.
By the
That's
way,
it.
me too, Curtis, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
But Curtis, you have so much to accomplish, and we know that your name recognition is great. I know everybody knows you're a good man, but you know the challenges that you're going to be facing. Forget about a Democratic Social Council. Forget about that you're going to be a Republican against the Democratic Council. You have so much battles. Forget all the stuff that you're going to accomplish and what you've accomplished. You are for sure facing an uphill battle. Do you think you have a chance? Are we going to make this city better?
Heshy, have I taken on Al Slim Shady Sharpton? Have I taken on the Gottis and the Gambinos? Have I been cut? Have I been shot? Have I been left for dead in the streets of New York? Hey, I only got a brief amount of time left on this terra firma before Hashem calls me to the afterworld. I tell you what, I've taken a licking. I come back ticking. I'm up for the challenge because I love this city. I love this city.
Wow. You see, and you know what? Every time you say that, and when I hear you say and you talk about God, I know you believe it. And I know you're going to fight for us. And you're right. You've been shot, stabbed, killed, almost done everything, and God has not taken you. So I know God put you on this path. Just like me, he says, listen, Curtis, you better do it. I'm so proud of you. Not me, I'm not proud of you. I'm so honored to have talked to you and to have met you because I know you're going to do. My question, the main question here for you, Curtis, and this is very bad, and they came after me on bail reform as well. Are you going to let this continue? Are you going to stop this? And also, I have 14 government agencies that's spending over $3 billion in salaries when during the pandemic they were able to interact and all these commissioners stay on. When you're mayor, can you please get rid of them and just appoint and lower this and let me be in charge of getting these agencies combined since they're able to work together like this?
Let me tell you something, Heshy. You've been down the road. You've taken your fair share of criticism unfairly, and you have survived the process because that's what being a New Yorker is. We're used to coming under duress. We're used to being criticized. Jews and Gentiles have had this happen to them throughout the decades. So it's time for us to rally around, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and saying we're taking this city back. We're doing it in honor of our parents and our grandparents who gave us these great opportunities. I can't visit the gravesite of my mother and father again without giving it my all to return New York City to the greatness and the grandeur that existed when they were growing up in Brooklyn, New York. So, Heshy, you can't talk me out of it. No one can talk me out of it. This is my destiny, to save New York City, and I'm on a mission, and hopefully all of those in the ultra-Orthodox and Jewish community will assist me in this process. Just go to CurtisSliwa4Mayor.com. That's CurtisSliwa4Mayor.com.
We're posting that right now on our screen. But Curtis, I want to tell you something. I'm going out there for you myself, whether people scream at me Democrat, Republican. I want you to know one thing, Curtis. If you ever want to come into Ball Park, Flatbush, Midwood, Sheepshead, Brighton Beach, I want to take you with me for a walk. I will personally introduce you. I want you all to know that you are the man that will save this city. There's nobody else that could do it. You know us. You don't just know the city. You know the meat, the bones, the body of us. And Curtis, I am so proud that you're running. I'm so proud you're putting up your good name and willing to give up everything that you've strived for to do this. May God bless you, and may God bless your family and all of the guardian angels that every day put their lives on the line for us. People don't even know what you do for us. People take you for, you're one of the leaders who've taught us how to create our volunteer protection. We have Shoimim, Shemira, Chaverim, all because of guys like you that just stood up.
Him in the 80s. That was him, the guardian angel.
Him and his 10 guys on the train. You are the best, Curtis, the best.
I followed you, Curtis, through the 80s, the 90s, watching you in all the papers. And when I met you the first time about a half a year ago, I saw him in downtown Brooklyn. It was surreal.
Right, Curtis. You are bigger than life. People will follow you. I believe when you become mayor, we will listen to you. And Curtis, we have 1 minute to go. I want you to tell us one more thing. Give us anything, a closing speech. Tell us how you are going to make our feel not only quality of life better, feel better.
I'm going to make sure that the criminals end up going to jail and they don't get bail. We've got to provide safety in the streets, safety in the subways. Once we do that, Heshy, the city can be resurrected, can be reborn, can return to the greatness and the grandeur. But without public safety and supporting the police and refunding police, it's not going to happen. So I will take on all the enemies of the police in the city council, and I know you will not be one of those.
No,
and
I'm one of you.
Up in state government in Albany.
Good. I would love to go with you. Curtis, I love you. Thank you. And I mean this from my heart. My people in my community love you. I know I've spoken to them about you. And I'm going to break, like Cindy said, bipartisan lines. I'm not going to make this a partisan thing. It's nonpartisan. And I'm going to be in city council. And I'm going to bang on your door every night. I hope you don't arrest me. But I'm going to come and bang on your door and cry and say, please let me serve you and serve this city, because you are a gentleman. And I thank you for your time, Curtis. You are the man, and anytime you need me 24/7, my phone is open to you, me and my family. Linda might be upset if you call in the middle of the night, but who cares? We love you. Thank
We
you,
love
Curtis.
you, Curtis.
And Curtis,
Good night.
what's again your website that we have to go to?
Curtis Sliwa for mayor.com. That's Curtis Sliwa for mayor.com.
Curtis Sliwa, we're going to post it. Thank you, Curtis. I love you. May God bless you. And next time, I'm going to call you like middle of the day, because that's the only way. You're so busy. You're the best. Thank you for giving us your precious time. Good night, my brother.
Good night, Curtis.
Good night, Curtis.
It's an honor, Curtis.
What is that not the man? Is that not the greatest
That's
guy in
the
the world?
guy.
We're finishing our show. Thank you, everybody. Watch out for HeshyTishler.com.
Give a special thank you to Cindy as well.
Oh, wasn't she? Isn't she brilliant? Didn't I pick the right lady? Not brilliant.
I'm so honored to have made that introduction.
But it's not only that.
You two together.
You see, nobody can keep me in my place. Cindy can, but
I knew
not because she can keep me in my place. She's level-headed and she listens to me.
Cindy's a dynamo.
Right, and
Cindy's a dynamo.
but she has a sense of humor, and she's smart. And just like Curtis, these are people that are ground up people from the street, not street people.
No,
people
no.
that understand us from the
She's
street.
been through the ringer. She knows it all. She's been through
Cindy,
it all.
are you still on the phone? We're just trying to compliment how
we're
much
off
we
the
love
air.
you. Anyways, we love you.
Good night,
we're off the
everybody.
air. We're going off the air. Here's our music. Thank you, YouTubers, for your questions.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Tune back next week, Wednesday. And watch the Josh Enough Hesh Show. We'll have a lot of weekly videos if Cindy lets me post.
It's 10 o'clock.
I
It's
know.
over.